Hey everyone, welcome back to Redditly. Today we have two stories, so make sure you stick around for the second one as well. The first one is titled, Forced to Take Care of a Baby That I'm Pretty Sure Isn't Mine. Please make sure you like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a future upload. Let's get right into it. About a year ago, one of my buddies / coworkers who just so happens to be married to a woman that works with my wife, quote-unquote Jane, came to me and confided that his wife believed there was something fishy going on with my wife and a man named Ryan. They were getting unnaturally close, spending time alone behind closed doors even though they don't directly work together, and the way they were interacting with each other was causing rumors to spread throughout their office. I asked my wife about her relationship with Ryan, and she referred to him as her work husband, and was adamant that their friendship was strictly platonic. I told her that I was extremely uncomfortable with the way their friendship sounded, and asked that they spend a little less time together. She agreed, and that was the end of it. A few months later, we discovered that she's pregnant. We were genuinely excited to become parents. I ended up meeting Ryan at a baby shower and got a good look of his appearance. My wife and I were probably the happiest we'd ever been while she was pregnant. Then 3 months ago, she gave birth to a son. It didn't take long before I began to realize the baby looked nothing like the two of us. Jane and I have light-colored hair, pale skin, and blue eyes, yet our son is several shades darker than us both, has brown eyes, dark hair, and even more oddly a cleft chin. Ryan has all of these features as well. The past 3 months, I've been driving myself crazy, wondering who is the father actually. Many friends and relatives who have seen the baby have made remarks about little he resembles us as well. Anytime myself or something else has mentioned how odd he looks with us, Jane just laughs and chucked it up to genetics being finicky. This week, I couldn't take the thought of her having cheated on me, and I admitted to Jane my fears and asked if there was a way that the baby isn't mine. She went ballistic. I told her for my peace of mind I wanted to get a paternity test, and she then threatened to divorce me for not trusting her. Her over-the-top reaction only made me more suspicious, and I went to another sub asking for advice, where I was provided a link to an article that all proves that unless he's a genetic anomaly, her son didn't come from the two of us. I forwarded it to her, and she finally came clean about the affair. I've already gotten in touch with a lawyer despite Jane promising me that everything between her and Ryan is over and are pleased to try and be a family of 3. She knows how much I love kids and is using that against me. I've bonded with her baby and I do love him, but I have no desire to raise another man's baby with my cheating soon-to-be ex-wife. We will be taking a paternity test soon, but neither myself or Jane are expecting it come back a match. The problem is now that Jane is asking me to still watch her son. She recently had to return to work for maternity leave, and I had originally scheduled all of my vacation time for the year to watch the baby in between the end of Jane's maternity leave and her mom's return from California. So now I'm stuck having to take care of the constant reminder of my wife's affair. Obviously, it's not the baby's fault, but I can't even begin to tell you how much I don't want to spend the next 7 weeks bonding with this child. This all just sucks. I never expected to be in this situation, and I'm terrified that regardless of the paternity test, I will still end up financially and legally responsible for this kid. Ryan wants out of the entire situation according to my wife. I don't even know what to do at this point, but I do know that I'm really hating the idea of being responsible for this kid, which just makes me feel guilty on top of depressed. And the second story is titled, Ex-Wife Drops Back Into My Life After 6 Years. Let's get right into it. My ex and I met in college, and we were madly in love for all of 4 years in school. Got married after graduation in 2010. In 2013, I caught her in a year-plus affair with a coworker. I was crushed. She said they loved each other, soulmates, didn't mean to hurt anyone, blah blah blah. We divorced only 3 months later. I was crushed, worst time of my life. I mourned over her a year. I heard they got married. One day I decided I was tired of being sad, so I completely let go of her in my heart, got off my butt, and truly moved on. I'm a programmer by profession and decided to take a pre-sales solutions consult gig with one of the biggest software companies on the planet. That job has been amazing. I've traveled the entire world, every continent, and all the major cities. Life has been a great adventure. I never did date seriously or remarry. I'm not opposed to casual dating and have dated several beautiful women all over the globe. After my experience with marriage, I decided that wasn't my path and have been happy, sometimes lonely, especially during the holidays, but overall happy. I had decided enough traveling for a while, so I switched roles and I'm based in a major city in the US. I'm sitting in a diner on a Saturday morning, eating breakfast and reading the news, Facebook, Reddit, etc. And somebody says my name. Oh my god, the voice sounded like one of the women, my friends at work, so I looked up to say hi and my jaw dropped. It's my ex-wife. Here I am, 2,000 plus miles away from our old hometown, haven't seen her in almost 6 years, and there she is. I was dumbstruck. All I could manage was hi. I hate to say it, but she looked beautiful. She said I looked amazing. She asked if I was busy and that she didn't want to bother me, but that she'd love to talk. I said sure. We ended up talking for over 2 hours and continued for another couple of hours when we went for a walk in a close-by park. We were making small talk about mutual acquaintances, my story of traveling the globe, everything but the elephant in the room. She finally asks me if I have gotten remarried at any point. I said no, once was enough. She seemed sad by that. We walked in silence for maybe a minute and she said, I have to say that I'm so sorry for what I did to you. You didn't deserve it. It was incredibly shitty and has haunted me since it happened. You didn't do anything wrong. I said you fell in love with someone else and married them. I couldn't stop you from doing that. I wanted you to be happy. Then I asked, are you happy? She laughed one of those jokes laughs. Ha! She told me that the other man and her fought constantly and he ended up cheating on her and leaving her 2 years into marriage. I said, I'm sorry that happened to you. I know how bad that can hurt. She said she knew. That's when her heart was broken. All she could think of was that she had done the same thing to me and that tortured her. She said she fell apart for almost a year, engaged in very self-destructive behavior, and then went to therapy to figure out why she's so screwed up. She said that she was extremely helpful and several years ago, she finally grew up and holds herself accountable for her new actions now. She ended up moving to this city because she has had an aunt that she loves that lives near here, and after her second divorce, before age 30, she needed to make big changes in her life. The changes were noticeable. She's definitely more mature. I had to go and get ready for the evening with friends, so we said our goodbyes. We exchanged contact info and agreed to have coffee and talk more. We have been doing that. We're both single. I guess there's no harm. I can tell she wants more from me. She wants me to want her back. She drops hints as big as the Pacific Ocean. I'm not dumb. I have to admit she still has that certain something that makes my heart skip a beat. Something I can't describe. Something I hadn't found in anyone else since her. I guess it's chemistry between us. To be honest, I want to be more than friends. I want to hold her and kiss her. She wants that too, but as of yet, I've made 0 moves. What holds me back? Fear. I'm afraid of getting hurt again. If she had been a casual girlfriend that dumped me, I would have shook it off and moved on quickly. She wasn't though. She was my wife, the love of my life. I used to dream of her somehow coming back into my life. Well, here it is, and I'm scared S-less. I don't know if I can give her that much of myself again. I'm way more protective in my heart now. We've both grown a lot, and in the past seems like 100 years ago. If she wasn't who she is, I'd already be head over heels in love. I struggle with, do I pursue love with her again, or do I leave the past in the past? It sounds cliche, but it just had to be her. Of all people I could have met here, it had to be her.